character is not the best example of what we should strive for, because I think balance is very important. And if you're not balanced enough, you can kind of fall to both edges. So it's very important to stay within that middle ground of being here, but being also there and everything else. If that makes sense.
No, it does. It does make sense. A well-rounded magician works with both hands. If you're strictly right hand all the time, then you're going to be very imbalanced. And same thing, if all you're doing is sitting around cursing people, then you're gonna be a really toxic motherfucker eventually. Yeah. And yeah, I think the worst thing that we can do as practitioners is make war on other practitioners. I mean, by all means, defend yourself. If somebody's trying to harm you, then do what you have to do. But as far as the pettiness or the petty disputes or magicians trying to kill each other so that they can prove themselves and then take credit for it, like that kind of shit, I don't understand that. If you just really want to fuck somebody off, then pick out any random priest, and chances are you're going to take out a pedophile at the same time. That's my opinion. Grease balls that need whacking out there if you're just trigger happy with your curses. Don't attack other sorcerers.
Yeah, use your power with fucking responsibility. If a sorcerer, I mean, we're talking to sorcerers right now. If really truly someone comes against you, you have the right to defend yourself always. Even as a German here, where we don't have the Second Amendment, I totally believe in the Second Amendment of being able to fucking defend yourself, because that's a right. That's my right. I will defend my life and my body with everything that I have, because it's dear to me. So if you come to me and you try to destroy that, I'm going to fuck you up, for sure. But I'm a very nice person. I stay grounded. I try to remain calm, even if people come against me, because I know I'm smarter than you in that situation, because I'm the one that walks away. And that way, I'm showing you strength. So if you come at me, still come at me, you better be prepared. But that's the thing about curses. It's necessary. Why should we have these fights between us if we could take that power somewhere else? As you said, kill a fucking priest, a fucking pedophile. Use it for someone that actually deserves that shit, and not another magician that just came at you.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this. One of the things I've been experimenting with recently is integrating magic with technology, with electricity. Have you ever done anything like that? Like experimented with radionics or psionics or like light and sound frequencies?
Okay, yeah, for sure. Like what I've used for example is I've used binaural beats within rituals. If you could consider that technology, because it comes from a speaker. Ritual music. I have also within magic. Even though I do not support the frequencies and the radiation that the phone emits, because I think it kind of fucks the whole energy structure up if you use your phone and things like that. You can consecrate it and go around that, and again, like specifically target the energy so it doesn't interrupt the whole grid that you're building with magic. But it works. I've used simple pictures just from my phone and the connection on Facebook in order to get my goals done, and that has worked. I have used orgone energy within my rituals in order to attract specific energy. But like real electricity, like technology that we're like using right now, no. So what have you used? Like what are you experiencing with that?
Well, I've been experimenting with radionics for a couple of years now, and that is very real. That shit works really good. It's a way to amplify just about any type of ritual operation you want to do, because it's an extension of the sorcerer. But the most recent thing that I'm working on constructing is making sigil plates out of copper wire. Like I saw a guy doing it on Facebook a while back. I can't think of his name, but he was taking copper wire and making sigils and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's a really cool thing. So I'm going to make some sigils out of copper wire and then hook electricity up to it, which is obviously going to be really dangerous. You could shock yourself. So I mean, I'll take the cost. But All right, a simple example of sigil magic. Let's say if you were trying to heal somebody, then you might use the sigil of Raphael or the sigil of Ishtar. Draw it out on a piece of paper, charge it, open it, and then lay like a little tiny photograph of the person with their name written on it in the center of that sigil, and just sit there and focus on it. You're pushing energy through that sigil. I'm like, okay, well, what if I wired it up with electricity and did that? Would that amplify the results? Or what if I take a voodoo doll that I make of someone and run copper wire throughout the extremities and wrap that around a crystal in the center of it, and then sit there and form that connection to that person and have them like live across like we are now, and then shock it with a stun gun and see if it'll zap them, you know, like stuff like that fascinates me. So that's kind of what I'm getting into lately. I'm going to do a course on it, but I'm still in the experimental phase right now. I definitely want to perfect everything, and it's, believe it or not, it's hard to find guinea pigs for shit like that. Like, hey, make a voodoo doll of you and shock it with a stun gun. Like, oh yeah, sure. Let's see what happens. Now you can fuck around and hurt somebody. So it's
Yeah, but hey, you got to try it out. I mean, just coming up with the idea of doing that is, you know, paving the way for new things to come. So, you know, you're pioneering that. I mean, talking about electricity. So I've been thinking about something similar, where if you go down into physics and everything that we have scientifically, it's again a matter of looking at reality, seeing what's going on, realizing a pattern, and then name tagging that pattern. And you can go into infinity, seeking out the smaller and smaller particle until there's nothing. So you can get lost in things like that. But at the same time, you can use that information that we have gathered by name tagging reality, by going down into the patterns of it, and see how we can use that for a benefit. So you take orgone energy and electricity, and you see what it represents, and you combine that, you will be able to do many amazing things. So for anyone out there right now, as JS just has said, if you take any sigil and you use copper wire, because copper has a specific element to it, it attracts energy, and copper is used within our daily lives where electricity flows through it. You could use that with any kind of sigil, like that one, for example. I don't know if you can see that in the camera.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What is that?
That's the gateway of manifestation, which was channeled by Lucifuge.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Just by looking at that sigil right now, it's a 2D representation of an energy field. And then you can go into, as the magician, and see, okay, why are the lines the way they are? Why does it form itself to be like that? Because the energy goes down a specific way. It's the same thing with a spirit sigil. And when you look at it, the same way you charge a sigil, there's many different ways. You direct the energy towards a goal. And in that way, it would be the center point here. But this is a 2D representation of something that is beyond our reality. It's a code. It's a symbol for something. So if you look at that, imagine that, if you can, in a 3D object. So that whole thing becomes 3D. And it's a sphere. When you make that and combine it with it, you know how it's done. You know, you got it.